There are moments in life that only heaven can orchestrate. Moments like this one, when you arrive here not by coincidence, but by divine intention, guided gently toward the help your heart has been asking for. Welcome to Timeless Prayer. Right now, as you listen, allow yourself to feel that this is an answer. A quiet touch from above reminding you that God has not turned his face from you. You, who have carried the weight of worry, who have looked at your finances with fear, who have wondered how you will provide for your loved ones, who have whispered in the silence, "Lord, have you forgotten me?" He has heard every tear, every tremble, every prayer. And through this prayer to St. Anthony, through the intercession of St. Anthony of Padua, heaven begins to open a path where you thought there was none. My friend, stay with me. Every word you hear is spoken for you, for your heart, for your breakthrough, for the miracle you've been waiting for. This is your moment to place yourself under God's care and under the protection of St. Anthony, trusting that what is meant for you will be restored in the right way and at the right time. Right with faith, God releases what is mine today. This simple act is not superstition, it is surrender, it is trust, it is you standing before heaven saying, "I put my trust in you, I wait for a miracle," and miracles do come, not only in finances but in peace, clarity, and strength. Take a slow breath now. Let the noise of fear fall away. For this moment, it is just you, God, and the gentle presence of St. Anthony of Padua, the beloved saint who has helped countless souls across Italy, Spain, Latin America, and the world. Let your heart soften. Let hope rise again within you. As we pray together, hold on to this certainty. You are not abandoned. And this prayer to St. Anthony is the beginning of a new chapter, one carried by faith, lifted by grace, and blessed by the loving intercession of St. Anthony. And now, as your heart opens and your faith begins to rise again, I invite you to step into this sacred moment with complete sincerity. Let every worry fall behind you, and lift your soul toward God through this prayer to St. Anthony, trusting that heaven hears you even in the quietest whisper. These are not just words. This is your heart reaching upward, your spirit connecting with divine strength, your hope being renewed under the gentle guidance of St. Anthony of Padua. Say within yourself, "Lord, I need you. I surrender my fears to you." And now, with full faith, let us enter this prayer together. My God, as I come before you in this moment, I breathe slowly and deeply, because only someone who has felt the emptiness of lack knows how painful it is. Only someone who has stared at a negative bank balance understands the weight that presses on the chest. And only someone who has had to choose which bill to delay knows the desperation that follows. And that is why I speak to you honestly now, because I can no longer pretend that everything is fine. It's not. And you know it. My heart is tired. My spirit feels stretched. And yet I stand here with the hope that something supernatural can happen. Something that only heaven can bring. Something that only your mercy can release. I am not crying out for luxury or excess. I am crying for relief, for air, for space to breathe again. Because the truth is that when fear wakes me up before the alarm, when the late night thoughts keep me from sleeping, when the bills speak louder than my peace, I feel a heaviness that I cannot carry alone anymore. Have you ever seen your child so exhausted that even hope feels heavy? Do you see how hard I've tried, worked, pushed, fought, only to reach the edge of my own strength? And because I know you see it all, I pray. I pray with faith that trembles but still exists, with faith that is small but alive, with faith that refuses to die even when everything around me suggests giving up. Because deep inside I know that when heaven decides to move, not even the strongest locked door can stay shut. So today, as I make this prayer to St. Anthony, asking for the intercession of St. Anthony of Padua, I place my trust in the miracle-working power that has helped so many before me. Do you believe, Lord, that this moment could be my turning point? Could this be the day when something shifts in my life? I come before you without a mask, without pride, without fear of showing my brokenness, because you already know the truth. I urgently need a financial breakthrough, and I need it to begin now. I don't know where the solution will come from, but I know you can see paths I cannot. You can open doors no one else can, and you can send provision from places I never imagined. So, let the money I need appear. Let it come through unexpected hands, through sudden opportunities, through the very miracles that you have always been known for. If you acted for others, can you not act for me as well? And through the intercession of St. Anthony, the saint known for finding what is lost, can this financial answer not be found for me too? Touch my finances. Lord, touch every debt, every closed door, every unanswered phone call, every opportunity that slipped away, every contract that wasn't signed. Do you see how long I've been waiting? Do you know how deeply I desire relief? Then move in my situation and open the windows of heaven over my life. Show me solutions I've never thought of. Reveal possibilities that have been hidden. Give me wisdom to choose the right direction, and let this exact moment be the beginning of a new season. Help me climb out of the red. Help me meet my responsibilities. Help me live without fear of the end of the month. I'm tired of crying quietly. I'm tired of looking at my children and feeling guilty. I'm tired of feeling less than I am because of money. I want to live with peace, dignity, calm, and confidence. And I believe, yes, I truly believe that in just 2 minutes everything can begin to shift. Not because time changes things, but because faith does. Because when I pray with trust, when I place myself under your protection, I know heaven hears me. Isn't it true, Lord, that one touch from above can change everything instantly, silently, without warning, without explanation? If there is anything blocking my finances, unlock it. If there is envy or negativity spoken against me, break it. If there is an obstacle in my path, remove it. If there is fear gripping my chest, take it out. Cover me with peace, surround me with strength, fill me with courage. I now receive the financial blessing I need. I accept it, I claim it, I take hold of it by faith. And through the intercession of St. Anthony, through this prayer to St. Anthony, I declare that the answer is on the way. I believe money is appearing. I believe provision is arriving. I believe doors are opening. And though I cannot yet see it with my physical eyes, my heart already knows something has started moving. Isn't it amazing how you work behind the scenes even when everything looks silent? Lord, what seemed impossible is turning into possibility. What seemed final is becoming a new beginning. I am not defined by my bank balance, nor by my debts, nor by my struggles. I am someone created for victory, for abundance, for prosperity, someone who was born to rise and not remain in lack. And that is what I choose to live. That is what I choose to receive right now. Open my eyes to opportunities hidden in plain sight. Connect me with the right people. Let my work produce good results. Let my talent be recognized. Let my efforts finally prosper. Give me creative ideas. Give me financial wisdom. And from this day forward, bless everything that comes into my hands, so it multiplies. May I never again return to this suffocating season. May this be the turning point in my financial story. May this prayer, lifted with sincerity and faith, mark the end of this suffering. And with the intercession of St. Anthony of Padua, May every lost blessing be found, every closed door be opened, and every need be fulfilled. Let this be the last time I face this pain. Let this phase end now, right here in your presence, under your protection, as I wait for a miracle with faith that refuses to give up. Through this prayer to St. Anthony, I declare the shift has already begun. I place my heart and my life under your guidance, St. Anthony of Padua, and I come to you now with a soul full of hope and a spirit that refuses to surrender, trusting that your intercession will bring the help I so desperately need. I declare that every cycle of lack that has bound me is broken. Every debt that has weighed me down will be paid. Every delay and disappointment will turn into a testimony of your power, and every moment of despair will bloom into profound gratitude. I believe with every fiber of my being, St. Anthony, that this prayer to St. Anthony is heard in heaven, that the divine energy I am invoking is already in motion, and that the miracle I have been waiting for is not just a distant dream, but a living reality manifesting right now. I trust that even in uncertainty, even when I cannot see the path ahead with my natural eyes, my faith carries me forward. For this faith is stronger than any overdue bill, larger than any negative balance, and more powerful than any fear that seeks to paralyze me. Deep within my chest, a certainty has awakened, a flame of divine assurance that tells me everything is about to change, that the financial breakthrough I need is beginning to take shape, and that there is no room for doubt, for I feel the presence of God in you, St. Anthony, lifting me, carrying my burdens, and guiding me toward abundance and peace. I am not speaking empty words. Every cry from my lips is a plea from the depths of my soul. Every declaration a sacred call for transformation. For I know too well the weight of living in scarcity, the tension of facing tomorrow with uncertainty, the challenge of smiling when the world feels like it is collapsing around me. But right now, even in my vulnerability, I feel a new presence, a lifting of burdens, a divine energy pulling me upward from the pit of struggle into the realm of hope, prosperity, and peace. I know I am not alone. I have been reached. I have been heard. And for this I pray with even more faith, even more trust, even more expectation, knowing that tears in my eyes are no longer just for sorrow, but are a manifestation of hope reborn, faith renewed, and the certainty that chains of lack are breaking, roots of fear are being removed, and the voices telling me I will never change are silenced by the power of your intercession. St. Anthony, touch my hands now. St. Anthony, make them instruments of blessing, vessels through which prosperity flows, and may everything I touch be sanctified. May everything I start flourish, and may every plan and dream come to pass according to divine timing. Open for me tangible doors that lead to financial freedom, doors that release what has been withheld, and channels through which what was once debt becomes testimony, what was once shame becomes victory, and what was once impossible becomes reality. If blessings have been blocked in the unseen, St. Anthony, release them now. If abundance has been held back, bring it swiftly to me. If an answer is on its way, accelerate its arrival, for I refuse to live halfway. I refuse to merely survive, and I claim the fullness of life and provision that God intends for me. And when these blessings come, when this miracle manifests in the form of money, sustenance, and security, grant me the wisdom to steward it well. St. Anthony of Padua, teach me to honor what I receive, to use it with purpose, intention, and gratitude, to remember every hardship that brought me to this moment, and to extend that blessing to others who are suffering, just as I am being lifted and supported now. I trust, I wait, I believe. My prayer to St. Anthony is a declaration of my readiness to receive, a proclamation of faith that transcends fear, cry of the heart that calls forth divine intervention, knowing that nothing can delay what is rightfully mine, and that every act of faith, every word spoken in truth, every heartbeat aligned with hope is already part of the miracle being fulfilled. St. Anthony, I place myself under your protection. I lift my needs to you, and I wait for the transformation that will turn lack into abundance, despair into joy, and struggle into victory, knowing that in this moment, with all my heart and soul, the miracle is beginning to manifest, and I am ready to receive it fully, gratefully, and with unwavering faith. St. Anthony, as I lift this prayer to St. Anthony, I open my heart before you and ask you to guide me with the same loving mercy you have shown to countless souls who turn to you in moments of fear, confusion, and need. Teach me to recognize every opportunity that heaven places before me. Give me the eyes to see beyond what is obvious, beyond what my past experience or fear tries to limit. Give me the courage to say yes to the new, yes to the unfamiliar, yes to the paths I once believed were impossible for someone like me. Let me no longer fear growth, prosperity, or the new life approaching me, because abundance is not a luxury. It is a divine promise spoken over my life. And today, I take hold of that promise with faith. Today, I release the guilt of not succeeding before. I release the mistakes I made, the choices that brought me here, and the heaviness of regret that has weighed too deeply on my spirit. I declare that today begins a new chapter, a new opportunity, a new grace-filled moment that does not come from any human hand, but from God through the intercession of St. Anthony of Padua. That is why I trust, with my eyes closed, my heart open, and my soul surrendered to the holy work being done inside me. Let every feeling of shame now be transformed into honor. Let every trace of scarcity give way to the fullness of abundance. Let the fear of not having enough be replaced with the joy of watching everything fall into place, step by step, through your guidance. St. Anthony, help me out of this tight place. Help me breathe with relief again. Help me dream without fear, plan without guilt, and live without the heaviness that has chased me for too long. Today, I decide with all that I am that my financial life will no longer be a source of pain, but a testimony of victory, breakthrough, and grace. I declare that the season of lack is over. I declare that the season of shame has ended. I declare that now is my time to harvest what I planted in faith, especially during the moments when everything looked lost, when no one else believed, and when I kept praying even through my tears. And this prayer, this very prayer to St. Anthony, becomes the turning point in my story, because the blessing I am asking for in faith is coming. It will not delay. It will appear from places I never expected. It will come through an idea, a message, a call, a door opening, an opportunity that surprises me. But it will come, because heaven is the one releasing it. And when it does, I will remember every word I said here. I will remember every tear, every night of fear, every moment I thought I would break. And I will be grateful that I did not give up, that I kept believing even when tired, that I kept moving forward even in the dark, because faith always wins. Faith always brings answers. Faith always opens the way. So, I breathe deeply again and let this prayer finish what it came to do. Unlock, release, and bless. I can already feel the shift inside me. Something new is coming, something good, something I have never lived before. And from today on, my financial life will not remain the same. I keep believing, even without understanding everything, even without seeing the full picture with my natural eyes. My heart already knows. God is moving. There is a new strength rising in me, a peace not from this world, a certainty that can only come from above. I am no longer who I was before beginning this prayer. When something shifts inside, it must eventually appear on the outside too. The miracle has already begun, and nothing and no one can stop what is being released toward me. So once more I declare, with faith and clarity, that blessings appear in my path now, with purpose, with timing, with divine intention. I see debts being paid. I see messages of approval arriving. I see opportunities showing up before me. Nothing will stop me from prospering. No crisis, no doubt, no negativity, no limitation, because heaven has released my blessing. And when heaven releases something, the earth must respond. And through the intercession of St. Anthony, my beloved St. Anthony of Padua, I commit to caring for the blessing I receive, honoring it, multiplying it, and walking forward with wisdom, gratitude, and unshakable faith. Now, I declare with every ounce of faith in my heart, financial breakthroughs have already arrived in my life. I take hold of them. I don't just wait for them. I live as someone who has already received them. Because this prayer, a prayer to St. Anthony, spoken from the depths of my soul, spoken with truth and intention, has unlocked the impossible and brought blessings where there was only silence, struggle, and pain. Can you feel it with me? Heaven has moved on my behalf. Something extraordinary has already happened while I prayed. Doors that once seemed closed have opened. Barriers that kept abundance away have broken. Blessings that were trapped have been released. The money that once felt distant, unreachable, impossible, it is already on its way to me. I speak over my life with confidence. No more sleepless nights, no more fear, no more lack. Abundance finds me. Opportunity knocks at my door. Prosperity now makes its home in every corner of my life. And I declare this as a testimony of faith. Others may not understand how it happened, and some may not believe it at first. But it was God who moved. And it was this prayer to St. Anthony of Padua that changed everything. This moment is where the miracle began. Now, I want you, who are listening with an open heart and living faith, to do something important. Type this in the comments. God, release what is mine today, and write it with all the strength of your faith. This is not just a phrase. It is a spiritual activation, a cry from your soul, a prophetic declaration. When you declare it, you take your position. You show heaven that you are ready to receive. Don't let this moment pass by. You may be one declaration away from your blessing. You may be one act of faith away from experiencing something you never imagined. And if this prayer to St. Anthony speaks to your heart, share it with someone who needs it. Someone you love may be going through the same struggles. And maybe this prayer is the relief they've been waiting for. Be the instrument of a miracle in someone else's life today. If you are already part of this community, I am filled with gratitude. You are important to us. Thank you for always being here, for being a part of this chain of faith, for supporting this purpose with your presence. You are a blessing. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now, because this channel is more than just videos. It is a place of hope, transformation, and answers. With every new prayer, you will feel your faith growing, and with every word, you will realize that you are not alone. Click the notification bell, because from this moment on, you are going to live incredible days. You will receive prayers that strengthen you, lift you up, and show you that God still performs miracles every single day. And before you go, listen closely. You have not been forgotten. Heaven knows your story, the battles you fought in silence, the tears no one saw, the weight only you carried. God saw it all, and He brought you here to say, the season of lack is over, the season of abundance has begun. Hold on to this faith firmly, because the money you need is already on its way. It doesn't matter if you don't know how. God knows, and that is enough. May the coming days overflow with good surprises, heartwarming news, and unexpected financial blessings entering your life. May you return to share your testimony, because you will tell the story of the miracle born from this prayer. Everything will work out. Everything is changing, and it all begins now. St. Anthony, guide us, intercede for us, and let divine abundance flow freely into our lives. St. Anthony of Padua, hear our cries, answer our prayers, and let us step boldly into the life God has promised. Now, with every heartbeat, with every breath, declare it, feel it, and live it. Abundance is here, miracles are happening, and everything is changing for the better. As this prayer comes to a peaceful close, let your heart rest in the certainty that you are heard, loved, and guided, even when the path feels uncertain. Grace continues to move quietly through your life, preparing blessings, strength, and clarity in ways you may not yet see. Hold on to this hope, for faith is already planting new beginnings within you. In this moment, breathe deeply and trust that God's care surrounds you and that St. Anthony walks beside you, offering his gentle intercession and unwavering compassion. And now, as your spirit remains open and your faith continues to grow, I invite you to join the next prayer to St. Anthony, a prayer that will lift your heart even higher and guide you deeper into God's peace and direction. Stay with this journey of faith. Let your hope stay alive, and prepare your heart for the next message of strength and blessing. When you are ready, let us continue together with the next prayer to St. Anthony, trusting that every step brings you closer to clarity, renewal, and divine guidance. St. Anthony, beloved servant of God, gentle protector of souls, and faithful intercessor of all who turn to you in times of need, I come before you once again with a heart open to grace and a spirit longing for guidance. As I begin this new prayer, I invite peace to settle around me, allowing every worry to loosen its grip and every fear to grow quiet. In this sacred moment, I allow myself to breathe deeply, to let go of what burdens me, and to draw closer to the presence of heaven, knowing that you walk beside those who seek comfort, clarity, and strength. St. Anthony, you who were known not only for your wisdom and compassion, but also for your deep understanding of the struggles of the human heart. Hear me now as I lift my voice in faith. You were a man who experienced challenges, who knew sorrow, who felt the weight of human limitation, and yet you trusted God with a trust so complete that your very life became a channel of blessing for countless souls. Teach me to trust like that. Teach me to surrender without fear, to believe without hesitation, and to hope even when the path ahead looks uncertain. Today, I come to you carrying my needs, my anxieties, my hopes, and my desire for growth. I ask not only for help in my material needs, but also for strength in my heart, clarity in my decisions, and peace in my mind. St. Anthony, intercede for me in all the areas where I feel lost or uncertain. Guide me gently back to the path heaven intends for me, the path that leads to purpose, stability, and a life filled with grace. You, who are known as the finder of the lost, I ask you to help me find what has been misplaced within me. My confidence, my courage, my sense of direction, my belief in better days. Help me rediscover the parts of myself that hardship has dimmed over time. Restore to me the peace I once knew, the lightness I once felt, and the joy that life's challenges have tried to take from me. Remind me that no loss is final when God's grace is near, and no brokenness is beyond healing when heaven's hands move with love. St. Anthony, when I feel overwhelmed by responsibilities, Guide me toward wise choices. When I feel doubtful of my abilities, strengthen my spirit. When I feel anxious about tomorrow, remind me that God walks ahead of me and that nothing in my path is beyond His understanding. Help me cultivate patience when answers feel delayed, resilience when challenges arise, and gratitude even in the smallest blessings. You, who spoke with so much compassion, who comforted the suffering and lifted the weary, come close to me now as I place my concerns at your feet. Some days the world feels heavy on my shoulders, and I wonder how I will manage the weight of everything expected of me. Yet you remind me that burdens shared with God are never carried alone. Teach me, St. Anthony, to release the burdens I cling to out of fear and to trust that I am supported, guided, and strengthened by a love far greater than my own. In moments when financial concerns trouble my heart or when uncertainty clouds my thinking, intercede for me so that I may move forward with wisdom and courage. Help me recognize opportunities that align with God's will and avoid decisions that lead me into confusion or unnecessary hardship. Bless my efforts, my work, my ideas, and the steps I take each day. May I be guided toward stability, toward growth, and toward the resources I need, not through anxiety, but through trust and thoughtful action. St. Anthony, I ask not only for provision but also for discernment. Guide me to understand the difference between what I want and what I truly need. Let my plans be shaped by purpose rather than fear, and let my choices lead me toward a future filled with peace, growth, and dignity. Remind me that abundance is not only material, it is also the abundance of wisdom, kindness, patience, and strength. Help me also to grow in gratitude. No matter what I face, remind me to notice the blessings that still surround me, the people who care, the moments of peace, the breath in my lungs, the opportunities to learn, the quiet ways in which God whispers hope into my life. Gratitude opens the heart to more blessings, and I ask you to help me keep that door open at all times. St. Anthony, I bring before you the people I love. Protect them, guide them, and bless them. For those who are struggling in silence, bring comfort. For those who feel lost, bring direction. For those who feel discouraged, bring renewed hope. Allow your compassion to reach not only me but also everyone connected to my life, so that your intercession becomes a chain of grace touching many hearts. Teach me, too, how to let go of the past. Help me release guilt, regret, disappointment, and the memories that keep me tied to moments of pain. Show me how to forgive myself for mistakes, to grow from them, and to move forward with confidence. Remind me that every day is a chance to begin again, and that God's mercy renews itself with the sunrise, offering fresh strength and new possibilities. In times when my faith feels small, strengthen it. In times when fear speaks louder than courage, quiet the storm within me. In times when I doubt whether I am worthy of blessing, remind me that God's love is unconditional. St. Anthony, help me build a foundation of unshakable faith. Faith that stands firm even in the winds of uncertainty. Faith that trusts in God's timing. Faith that believes in the goodness that is still unfolding in my life. I ask also for clarity of mind. Guide my thoughts so they do not drift into fear or confusion. When I face decisions, give me insight. When I face challenges, give me creativity. When I face setbacks, give me resilience. Help me recognize when a door is closing for my protection rather than my loss. Help me walk through new doors without hesitation when they open for my growth. St. Anthony, I place my goals in your hands. Bless the dreams I carry, the dreams of stability, the dreams of progress, the dreams of becoming the best version of myself. Guide me to work diligently, to stay focused, and to trust the process even when results are slow. Let my journey be filled with divine guidance rather than panic, with steady progress rather than discouragement. Help me build my life not only on hope, but also on action. Give me the motivation to pursue opportunities, the determination to continue even when obstacles arise, and the wisdom to know when to pause and when to push forward. Open my heart to inspiration, my mind to creativity, and my spirit to divine direction. And when I feel tired, remind me that rest is not weakness. Allow me to find peace in quiet moments, joy in simple blessings, and healing in stillness. Protect my heart from despair, protect my mind from negativity, and protect my path from influences that lead me away from God's purpose for my life. As I continue this prayer, I offer gratitude for every lesson I have learned, every blessing I have received, and every moment of grace that has carried me through difficult times. I trust that more blessings are unfolding, not by demand or expectation, but by faith and alignment with God's will. St Anthony, stay close as I navigate the days ahead. Walk with me as a friend, a guide, and a spiritual companion. Let your intercession open paths that are right for me, close paths that are harmful, and illuminate the choices that will help me flourish. Allow me to grow not only in material stability but also in emotional peace, spiritual strength, and inner resilience. Help me cultivate a heart that remains generous, compassionate, and humble, even when I face my own struggles. May I become a source of support for others, a bearer of encouragement, and a reflection of the divine love I seek so deeply. And finally, St Anthony, I surrender this prayer with trust, not in outcomes, but in God's care. Whatever is meant for me, let it come in its perfect time. Whatever is not meant for me, let it gently fade away. Give me the grace to accept both with peace. May my heart stay open, my faith stay strong, and my spirit stay lifted as I continue walking forward, guided by God's love and your compassionate intercession. Thank you, St. Anthony, for hearing me, for guiding me, and for staying close to all who seek your help with sincerity and hope. Amen. St. Anthony, compassionate friend and faithful servant of God, as I draw this prayer to its close, my heart is filled with a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude for your presence, your guidance, and the peace that settles over me whenever I speak your name with sincerity. In this quiet moment, I pause to acknowledge the comfort that comes from simply knowing I am not alone, even before answers become clear, even before the path reveals itself fully. There is strength in feeling supported by heaven and by the holy intercession you so generously offer. I thank you, St. Anthony, for listening to my words, for hearing the silent cries behind them, and for receiving every hope, every fear, and every longing that I have carried into this prayer. I thank you for standing beside me not only in times of clarity, but also in moments of confusion and uncertainty. Your presence brings reassurance to my weary spirit, reminding me that faith is never wasted, that every prayer rises to heaven, and that God's love surrounds me even when life feels overwhelming. As I reflect on everything I have lifted in prayer, my heart softens with gratitude. I am grateful for the strength to pray, for the courage to hope, and for the faith that stirs within me. Faith that keeps me moving forward even when circumstances would rather pull me back. I am grateful for the blessings I have received in the past, blessings that carried me through hardships I once thought I would not survive. And I am grateful for the blessings that are still unfolding, the ones I may not yet understand but trust are coming in the perfect timing of God. St. Anthony, thank you for the gentle reassurance you bring to my soul. When I feel lost, you help me find direction. When I feel discouraged, you whisper hope into my spirit. When I feel overwhelmed, you remind me to lean on God rather than my own limited strength. For all of this, I offer my heartfelt thanks. You have been for so many a guide, a protector, a comforter, and today I feel the grace of your companionship in my own life. I thank God as well for His unfailing presence, His patience with my fears, His understanding of my limitations, and His mercy that lifts me again and again. Even when I falter, even when I struggle, even when I wonder whether I am strong enough to continue, God remains steady. His love does not waver, His compassion does not fade, and His willingness to guide me remains constant. Today, I stand in gratitude for the divine love that surrounds me, protects me, and gently leads me toward healing, growth, and deeper faith. St. Anthony, as I conclude this prayer, I ask you to continue walking with me. Though my words fall silent for now, my faith continues. Though this prayer comes to an end, my journey does not. Stay close to me in the days ahead, for I will still face challenges, still encounter doubts, and still need the reassurance of your intercession. Help me hold on to hope even on difficult days. Help me remember that God's timing is not always my timing, but it is always perfect. Help me trust that the quiet work of grace is happening even when I cannot see it. I also thank you for the lessons hidden within my struggles, lessons that have shaped me, strengthened me, and expanded my capacity for compassion. Every hardship has taught me resilience. Every unanswered question has taught me patience. Every moment of confusion has taught me to surrender more fully to God's guidance. And every tear, every step, every challenge has brought me closer to the person I am meant to become. I am grateful for growth even when it arrives through difficulty, for transformation even when it comes through discomfort, and for the wisdom gained through experiences I once wished to avoid. As I close this prayer, I ask for continued clarity. Guide me to see the opportunities around me, the blessings within reach, and the doors that open for my good. Help me make decisions with calm confidence, with wisdom rooted in faith, and with trust in God's plan for my life. Let peace guide my steps, let hope anchor my thoughts, and let love soften my spirit. St. Anthony, thank you for interceding for me. I honor your compassion, your humility, and your unwavering devotion to God. I ask that you continue to support me as I move forward. Light my path when it feels dark. Strengthen me when I feel weak. Remind me of God's love when fear tries to overshadow my mind. And in all things, help me remain grounded in gratitude no matter what I face. I now express my deep appreciation for everything, both the blessings I can see and the blessings that remain unseen. Thank you for the opportunities that are coming, even if I do not yet know their form. Thank you for the peace growing inside me, even if I am still learning to trust it. Thank you for the strength rising in my heart, even if I once doubted I could feel it again. Every moment of faith, every breath of hope, every whisper of trust is itself a gift, and for this gift I am sincerely grateful. As I prepare to return to my day, I carry with me a sense of renewal. I carry with me the reminder that I am cared for, guided, and lifted in ways I may not always see but can always feel if I quiet my heart. I carry with me the awareness that grace is active, that God's love is constant, and that your intercession, St. Anthony, continues beyond the words of this prayer. May gratitude remain in my spirit. May peace remain in my mind. May faith remain in my heart. And may I walk forward with a sense of calm assurance, trusting that I am held in divine hands and supported by your compassionate care. Thank you, St. Anthony, for your loving presence. Thank you, thank God for every breath, every blessing, and every moment of grace, with a heart full of appreciation and hope. I end this prayer with trust, with peace, and with gratitude. Amen.